Ready to dazzle your friends with some utterly useless yet irresistibly entertaining historical tidbits? Let's dive into the quirky side of history that'll make you the star of any trivia night. In 1386, in the French town of Falaise, a pig was arrested for attacking and killing a child. The authorities didn't just shrug this off, they put the pig on trial. Dressed in human clothes, the pig stood before the court, was found guilty, and was publicly hanged. Yes, medieval justice was quite literal. If you did the crime, you'd do the time, even if you were swine. Meet Tsutomu Yamaguchi, the unluckiest or luckiest man in history. He was in Hiroshima when the atomic bomb dropped, but miraculously survived. He went home to Nagasaki, just in time for the second bomb, and he survived that too. He later became an advocate for nuclear disarmament, because when you survive 2 atomic bombs, you earn the right to tell people not to drop them. In 1895 Ohio, there were only 2 cars in the entire state, and they managed to crash into each other. Proof that bad drivers have been around since the dawn of automobiles. During World War II, the Polish army adopted a Syrian brown bear named Wojtek. Found as a cub, Wojtek was enlisted to boost morale and even carried ammunition during battles. He enjoyed beer, wrestling, and was eventually promoted to corporal. After the war, Wojtek retired in Scotland, where he became a local celebrity. Albert Einstein was once offered the presidency of Israel in 1952. He declined, stating he lacked the natural aptitude and experience to deal with people properly. Smart move, Einstein. In ancient Rome, families were dominated by men. Fathers had the legal right to sell, disown, or even kill their family members. Talk about taking my house, my rules to the extreme. Before we continue, if you're enjoying these quirky tales, why not hit that subscribe button? I promise, no pigs will be put on trial if you do. In 1996, a man named Sogen Kato was thought to be Tokyo's oldest man at 111 years old. However, when officials went to congratulate him, they found his mummified remains. He had been dead for 30 years, and his family had been collecting his pension checks. In 1962, the U.S. military developed a plan called Operation Northwoods, which proposed staging fake terrorist attacks to justify military intervention in Cuba. Thankfully, the plan was never implemented. In 1925, a con artist named Victor Lustig managed to sell the Eiffel Tower to a scrap metal dealer. He convinced the buyer that the city could no longer afford its maintenance and needed to dismantle it. Lustig made off with the money, leaving the buyer with nothing but a tall tale. In 1633, China's Shaanxi province was ground zero for the Great Plague during the late Ming Dynasty. More than half of the population got sick that year, and over 90% of the province's population was dead 9 years later. In July 1518, residents of Strasbourg, then part of the Holy Roman Empire, experienced a peculiar phenomenon, a dancing mania. It began when a woman, Frau Trophea, started dancing fervently in the streets. Within a week, dozens had joined her, dancing uncontrollably. This plague persisted for over a month, leading to several deaths from exhaustion and heart attacks. The exact cause remains a mystery, with theories ranging from mass hysteria to ergot poisoning. Here's a juicy one. In 1876, a Kentucky town experienced a meat shower. That's right, chunks of meat mysteriously fell from the sky, leaving locals both puzzled and disgusted. In 1517, the town of Verdolino in Italy reported a fierce battle between 2 armies. The twist? Modern historians believe the townspeople hallucinated the entire event after consuming rye bread tainted with a hallucinogenic fungus. Australia in 1932, facing an overpopulation of emus damaging crops, the government deployed soldiers armed with machine guns to cull the birds. Despite their efforts, the emus proved elusive, and the operation was deemed a failure. The emus emerged victorious in this unusual conflict, which has since been humorously dubbed the Great Emu War. In 1925, a stray dog crossing the border from Greece into Bulgaria led to a series of events escalating into a military conflict. The incident, known as the War of the Stray Dog, resulted in brief hostilities between the 2 nations before the League of Nations intervened to restore peace. In the 18th century in England, carrying around a pineapple was a telltale sign that you were rich as hell. Haters gonna hate, bro. In 2011, a woman in New Zealand listed her soul for sale on an online auction site. The listing described the soul as barely used and in good condition. The auction was eventually taken down for violating the site's policies. During the Great Depression, people often wore clothes made from potato sacks. Fashion was truly in the eye of the potato holder. The Middle Ages weren't as smelly as we think. Medieval Europeans took bathing seriously and had bathhouses to keep clean. Later periods, like the Georgian era, were less hygienic. In 1992, Mike Tyson was convicted of raping 18-year-old Desiree Washington and served 3 years in prison. Despite his past, he has successfully re-established his career, featuring in films, writing a memoir, and securing a lucrative deal with Netflix for a fight. The Roman Colosseum used to be covered in marble, but after Rome fell, the marble was looted by big titty goth pillagers. If you're enjoying these bizarre tales, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We promise more stories that are stranger than fiction.